Across the United States and beyond, a series of events are testing the limits of federal power, civil rights, and political restraint, all at the same time. From ICE operations in Minneapolis, to troops on standby, to renewed talk of seizing Greenland, this is not just a news cycle. It's a stress test for democracy, governance, and what comes next in 2026. The epicenter of the current crisis is Minneapolis. Federal courts have now restricted ICE response protocols following protests sparked by a fatal shooting involving an ICE officer. Initially, officials denied the use of chemical agents. Then, they walked it back. That reversal matters, because credibility matters. Judges stepping in signals something rare: the judiciary actively limiting federal enforcement tactics in real time. ICE operations are under DOJ review. Civil rights investigations are underway. Protests continue, some turning tense. Parents and neighbors are now guarding schools, using whistles and walkie-talkies, after ICE activity near student transportation routes. When communities feel they must protect children themselves, trust in institutions has already fractured. This is no longer just immigration enforcement. It's about federal authority versus local consent. Now the situation escalates. Roughly 1,500 U.S. soldiers are on standby as the administration considers whether to invoke the Insurrection Act, a law used only in the most extreme domestic crises. This is one of the most powerful tools a president has, and one of the most controversial. Federal military force potentially deployed against civil unrest. National Guard already mobilized by the state Pentagon, preparing contingency plans. At this point, the question isn't just what happens in Minneapolis, but what precedent is being set for every other city. Kristi Noem has become a central figure in this moment, defending ICE actions, clashing with journalists on national television, confirming internal reviews while minimizing court rulings. This contradiction, acknowledging review while dismissing judicial limits, fuels public skepticism. Lawmakers from both parties are demanding answers. Civil liberties groups are preparing lawsuits. Donations are pouring in to support affected families. This is how governance crises grow, not from one decision, but from compounded denial and delay. While domestic tensions rise, another controversy is unfolding abroad. Renewed calls to seize Greenland have sparked rare bipartisan backlash, including from Republicans. An invasion of Greenland would mean war with NATO itself. That statement alone tells you how serious this has become. Greenland is part of the Danish kingdom. Denmark is a NATO ally. Any forced seizure would violate international law. At a moment when alliances are already strained, rhetoric alone can destabilize global trust. A fragile ceasefire in Syria, involving Kurdish forces, U.S. universities, facing political board overhauls, climate anomalies like snow in Florida, disrupting infrastructure individually, these are separate stories. Together, they paint a picture of a government managing crisis after crisis, at home and abroad. Federal capacity is finite. Public trust is eroding. Political consequences are approaching fast. What we are witnessing right now is not chaos. It is consequence. Consequence of aggressive federal authority. Consequence of weakened trust. Consequence of unresolved accountability. How these moments are handled, not just reacted to, may shape voter turnout, court rulings, and the balance of power in 2026. History rarely announces itself. It just keeps showing up in the headlines until it's too big to ignore.